Hello, my name is Bailey Gent, and this is my audition tape for TEDx Colorado Springs 2017. I will be talking to you all today a little bit about the idea of mental health adaptability and the things that we can do, not just now, but to help us around the corner and help us as we continue on in our lives with creating habits that allow us to be more adaptable and do better in the peaks and valleys of life, because there are lots of them. And it's very easy to get caught up in the valleys when we forget about the peaks. So how do we remember what all of those moments feel like in order to best adapt to whatever life brings at us? This idea and this concept was brought very much to my attention as I saw the suicide cluster unfold in Colorado Springs over the past 2 years. Being a child who grew up in Colorado Springs, I understand the pressure that some of the school system puts on us. And I understand, being a millennial in this culture and in this climate, this idea of pressure that's put on us every single day, pushing us into thinking very, very much about what is just around the corner, what things are coming up. But not often do we think about what things we're doing now to help us be better just around the corner. What things are we doing to invest in ourselves now and in our mental health to do best just around the corner? So this wisdom, these 8 tools that I come up with, are something you can use for yourself, or something you could use for your child, or something you could use for a peer, a friend, someone you're mentoring. They're limitless, but they work across the board, I think, as a template, a starting template certainly, and not everything you could possibly need, but a starting template for how we create better adaptability in our lives, and how we do a better job of understanding what we are doing to become successful, not just on paper, but successful, healthy human beings. So let's start off with the tools. The first tool, and the first important thing that I want to mention, is the concept of social media and our social media presence as individuals. Social media is new on the scene for a lot of us who are older. So parents, I'm talking to you when I say that our children are being constantly put in the limelight of this pressure of having to constantly perform in the eyes of social media. Social media is this wonderful platform to use very well for social good, for advertising, entrepreneurial endeavors, for things of that nature, but also can be very, very detrimental to our own desire to over-perfect ourselves. I often tell my friends that one of the most important things we can do is make sure that before we're posting something, we're not doing it to validate us, we're doing it because we want to share a little part of our lives with the world. Social media can be a beautiful thing when you have friends living all over the globe and you want to see each other's lives. But it can be a harmful thing when you're using a photo that you post to be something that you are allowing to validate the depth of who you are. And you're using it as a tool to make yourself feel better. The second thing that I think is incredibly important for adaptability is remembering the I love yous. So not just remembering the things in a moment of deep despair that feel very scary, but remembering the times that you felt loved, remembering the times that you felt remembered. If you're coming at this from a perspective of how you can help others, make sure that you're increasing those I love yous. That I love yous aren't occasional, that I love yous aren't special occasion words, but I love yous are something that you're being told and telling every single day. The third thing is being proud of on-paper success, but equally proud of who you are as a human being. So if this is, again, in the eyes of being a mentor or being a parent, this idea of validating your own success on paper, yes, graduating was amazing. Yes, working towards these things was fantastic. But how are you also doing a good job of validating the kindness that this person is exhibiting? Validating all of these things that this person fundamentally is and does as a human being. The fourth is, who are you surrounding yourself with? They tell us that the 5 people we surround ourselves with most are the people who we in turn mirror. So what are those 5 people like? Take a second and think, who are those 5 people you're spending the most time around? Do they exhibit the things that you want to exhibit? Do they exhibit joy and fun and hard-working habits? What do they exhibit? And if those 5 people don't seem like what you want to mirror in yourself, think about changing the 5 people you surround yourself around most. Number 5 is counseling. So investing in yourself can oftentimes mean investing in processing the things that are weighing on you. Sometimes those things that are weighing down on us, we don't even really realize exist. So how do we do a good job of processing and sorting through those hard things to be our best, healthiest selves? We counsel. We seek someone out who's going to advise us through that, because we won't see everything that we're experiencing for what it is. So that unbiased person to talk us through things can be incredibly helpful. Number 6 is having mentors. So those friends that we have are incredibly important, but also equally, if not more important, are having people who have a little bit more experience than us, perhaps. Someone, if you're a child, who's an adult, who has a little bit more experience in life than you. Someone who's in your field of work, who perhaps has 20 or 30 more years on you, who's able to advise your experience. If you're a university student, someone who's graduated college and has more experience in that way that can help advise you. Those tools and those people who are able to advise and mentor you through what you're doing can be incredibly helpful in making you feel like you're not bearing through it all alone. Number 7 is expressing failure to yourself and to others as a building block towards better success next time. Our generation is often thought of as not being able to fail, but sometimes I think that we're not able to fail because we've never had the chance to try. So creating opportunities where you do something that's scary, that's different, that you might not be the best at, and failing at it, and then being better and more successful next time, because those are the ways that we grow and expand and become better human beings. Number 8 is, again, this idea of love, love, love yourself and one another. We so often become our own worst critics and can often turn that criticism into judgment and criticism for others. So, in order to provide yourself with your own best mental health and your own best tools, and others with their own best mental health and their own best tools, encourage this culture of love, this culture of validating these good things that we see in each other and growing from there. So, I would say, take these 8 tools, build from this toolkit of 8 tools, take what you know, what you've learned from your own experience, and grow from there. Grow from that, because there are peaks and valleys through our entire lives, and we so often need to take those peaks and valleys to grow, to learn, and to become the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly. So I leave you with a quote today, a wonderful quote from Miss Brene Brown, and it is, "You are imperfect, you are wired for struggle, but you are worthy of love and belonging." So, as you advise and mentor and work with others, as you advise and mentor and work with yourself, think of that. No matter where you are, in the peaks, the best moments, the valleys, and the worst, advise and remember in yourself there's this deep worthiness and this deep enoughness in who you are. But there are also always tools to become better, healthier, more successful in those ways as well. Thank you.